All right, wonderful to see you all. We might make a start and we might have a few more people joining us in the next few minutes. So, hello everybody. My name is Libby Fennelly and I'm one of the education officers working for the Primary Industries Education Foundation of Australia, or PIFA. I might just ask that everybody who is participating just puts themselves on mute. I can hear a bit of background noise from a few people. So perhaps if we can just mute, that would be fantastic for now. And that just cuts out a bit of the background noise. So I'll start again. My name is Libby Fennelly, for those of you who haven't heard, one of the education officers from the Primary Industries Foundation of Australia, or PIFA. And on behalf of myself and Isla Connolly from NT Farmers, who's joining us this afternoon, I'd like to welcome you all to our PD session for this afternoon. Just got a few more people here who are just starting to join us. So the aim of today's session is to inform you about the NT Farmers Kids to Farms program and the ways in which you might be able to become involved in that program within your school. We're also going to just walk you through the curriculum resources that have been created by PIFA to support you in implementing this Kids to Farm program in your schools as well. I'm proud to be speaking to you today from Darug country, and I'd like to begin today's session by using a Darug greeting to welcome you today. So Warami Wilamabami in English translates into hello, and I'm pleased to see you wherever you are from. So I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging. So just to give you a little session overview of what we're going to be talking about today, I'm going to speak to you at the beginning of our session about who PIFA is, the role that we play, and the different sorts of resources that we have available for you to use as teachers. I'll then hand over to Isla from NT Farmers, and she's going to give you some background information about the Kids to Farm program and how you can be involved in this program in your schools. I'll then talk to you a little bit about the different curriculum-aligned teaching resources that PIFA has developed that can help you implement the Kids to Farm program in your classrooms. And at the end of the session, I'd like to take a couple of minutes to give you some information about some upcoming National Ag Week events that PIFA will be running from the 14th to the 18th of November, as they may be something that you'll be interested in participating in. And at the end of our session, we will have some designated question time. So if you do have any questions for either Isla or myself, we will give you time to answer or ask those questions at the end of our session. Oops, sorry about that. So some background information about who PIFA is. So PIFA is a not-for-profit foundation that was formed through a collaboration between the Australian government, various primary industries organisations, and of course the education sector. So working with our member organisations, we seek to develop food and fibre resources and experiences that support teachers throughout Australia in bringing meaningful learning resources to the classroom and providing students with a better understanding of where food and fibre come from. I'm just showing on my screen now a number of our members and associate members that we work with on a regular basis to provide those resources. Now, PIFA is responsible for managing a number of programs and projects, and I thought I'd just run through a few of them with you now, as they might be something that you would be interested in investigating further within your classrooms and your schools. So the first one I have here to talk about are the online teacher forums and the regular newsletters that we produce that provide teachers with the latest teaching materials and industry information. And if that's something you're interested in learning more about, you can access that by visiting www.pifa.edu.au. The second thing I'd like to bring your attention to is the Prime Zone and Prime Zone Academy websites. And these are a really fantastic hub of information for teachers who are interested in finding resources about Australian farming, fishing and forestry to use in their classroom. Lots of different lesson plans, videos, online courses and interactive quizzes for your students to participate. So if you've not visited either of those websites before, I highly recommend it. Our third program here is the Farmer Time program, and that's a really exciting program because it actually allows your students to live stream directly with a farmer from varying different agricultural industries. And they can talk to them, ask them questions. Somebody's coming in. And learn a little bit about what it means to be a farmer or in the fishing and forestry industry, and even take a virtual tour of a farm. Our Career Harvest program has been developed for high school leavers who are interested in working within the agriculture industry. And it provides career information and information about tertiary degrees and scholarships that students might be interested in pursuing. And of course, our teacher professional development courses and resource development provides teachers with a great range of resources they can use in their classroom in order to teach their students about where our food and our fibre comes from. I'm now going to hand over to Isla Connolly from NT Farmers, and Isla is going to share with us some information about the Educating Kids About Agriculture program, also known as Kids to Farms, and explain how you might like to get involved in this program within your school. Thanks, Isla.
Thank you, Libby, and hello to all those teachers that have given up their time to come to our webinar. Thank you, it is appreciated. We also give thanks to the sponsor, so the Australian Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry has funded the Kids to Farms project. We have been doing excursions out to various farms for primary students and hosting agri-tech activities. We have been going into classrooms as well with those agri-tech activities. And now at term 4, we have these garden programs and resources available for you to utilise. We can connect you with community gardens in your area or other schools that do have school gardens. So you don't have to necessarily have a garden at your school to participate. And we can support with the learnings along with those resources and teachers' guides that have been created thanks to PIFA. So we look forward to hearing from you soon as term 4 is coming to an end. My contact email is edo@ntfarmers.org.au. But any questions we can answer at the end. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Isla. So as Isla mentioned, this Kids to Farms program enables you to visit a community garden or a school garden within your local area. And what we at PIFA have done to support NT Farmers with this program is to develop 3 curriculum-aligned units of work that you can use with your students before the excursion, during the excursion to a community garden, and also after an excursion. And we have 3 programs. So the one that has been created for foundation to year 2 is called How Does Your Garden Grow? The unit of work developed for years 3 and 4 is called A Bug's Life, and the unit of work for years 5 and 6 is called Soil Matters. And for each of these units of work, we have created a teacher guide with detailed lesson plans and lists of the resources that are required, as you can see in the first image there. There are downloadable and printable resources that you can use in your classroom, an example shown in the middle, and also downloadable and printable worksheets to support each lesson. And there's an example of one of those just on the right there. So I'm going to talk you now through each of those programs just to give you an overview of the type of things that you might like to do with your students if you participate in the Kids to Farms program and take them on a field trip or an excursion to a community garden or school garden in your local area. So to start with, the F2 program, How Does Your Garden Grow?, aims to expose students to the different types of fruits and vegetables grown in the Northern Territory. It gives them a chance to explore concepts such as seasonality, so when are different types of foods grown, in the wet season, or the dry season, or perhaps all year round. They'll explore the conditions that plants need to grow in a healthy way, and also learn a little bit about how people look after gardens and why people look after gardens. We also aim to engage students with a range of hands-on activities and provide them with a design task to conclude the unit of work. There's an overview here of the different curriculum links that this program has been designed around. And as you can see, we're focusing on the science syllabus and the design and technology syllabus. And for all 3 of our units of work, we have based them around version 9 of the Australian curriculum. So each of our units of work is split into 3 sections. We have our pre-excursion activities, our excursion activities, and our post-excursion activities. So in our F2 program, the pre-excursion activities allow students to talk and learn a little bit about the fruits and vegetables that are grown in their particular area. They talk about where food is grown, how it's grown, when it's grown, and they also get the opportunity to investigate a particular fruit or vegetable of the teacher's choice in more detail. And this will allow them to look at the fruit or vegetable up close, touch, smell, feel the food, talk about how this particular fruit or vegetable grows within the garden, look at the seeds up close, and all of those sorts of things. Our excursion activities for F2 allow students to observe their surroundings while at the garden that they are visiting, and really use their senses to make observations. And they'll do this through doing a garden scavenger hunt. They'll be involved in a map making exercise where they get to record the different things that they've seen while on their excursion. And they'll also be asked to become super sleuths, which means that they will look around the garden and look for clues to show us how people are looking after the plants and what they're doing to maintain them and support the garden's growth. As a post-excursion activity, F2 students are given a design task in which they design their own dream garden, filled with the fruits and vegetables that they enjoy eating the most. Students also are encouraged to think about and talk about how they would look after and maintain their garden, and also to explore the idea of why gardens are important to our communities and how gardens can keep us healthy. So moving along now to our 3 to 4 program, A Bug's Life. This program aims to explore the differences between beneficial insects and pest insects. And it gives students an understanding of the important role that beneficial insects can play in our food production. Again, we're aiming to engage students with a range of hands-on activities. They'll be asked to complete research, either individually or in small groups, and be given a design task at the end of their program. Again, in this program, we're really focusing on the science syllabus and the design and technology syllabus, and you can see the curriculum links that are available there. So in our pre-excursion activities for our 3 and 4 students, students will investigate and explore what beneficial insects are and how they are different to a pest species insect. They will be given an opportunity to dig deeper and research a particular species of insect that they know lives in their area and find out about their life cycle and the ways in which these insects are either perhaps beneficial or non-beneficial to our plants and our foods that are being grown. While on their excursion, our Year 3 and 4 students are encouraged to take some time to observe their surroundings, pay attention to what they can see, what they can hear, and what they can smell while in the garden. But they'll also be given an opportunity to do what we call the bug search survey. And this is outlined in the teacher guide, the different resources that you'd need to undertake such a survey in a garden. They'll also then discuss and analyse the types of creatures that have been found and whether they are in fact beneficial bugs or pest species bugs in the garden, and then talk about how what can be done about that if we've got too many pest species and not enough beneficial insects. For our post-excursion activities, students will be given a design task where they'll be asked to design a beneficial bug hotel. So in order to conduct research, we've already created some QR codes here to help our students start their research with links to great videos and websites about beneficial bug hotels. And then students will be asked to create their own design, preferably a design that uses recycled materials. And they will then answer questions about which beneficial insects they're hoping to attract with their hotel. They'll be given the opportunity to talk about the materials they've used in their design, and also think about which plants they might plant around their hotel in order to attract the insects that they want to attract. There's also the option here for teachers to take up, if they'd like to actually build a beneficial bug hotel with their class, and perhaps even choose to install one of these back in the garden that you have visited on your excursion as a lasting contribution. So our final unit of work is our Year 5 and 6 program. It's called Soil Matters, and it aims to explore why healthy soil is crucial to food production. It gives students the opportunity to understand different ways that the health and the condition of soil can be improved in a garden environment. And again, engaging students with hands-on activities, research tasks, and design tasks. Once again, in our Year 5 and 6 program, we're focusing on science and design and technologies, as can be seen from our curriculum codes here. So our Year 5-6 program gives students the opportunity to learn a little bit more about the different types of food plants that are grown in the Northern Territory. And there's just a few examples provided here in this picture. They're then asked to choose a particular food plant that they know grows in their own local area and conduct some research on it so that they can learn more not only about the plant and the food that is produced, but also about the growing conditions of that plant. So things like what the plant's preferred climate is, whether it's a wet season or a dry season plant, the preferred soil type for this particular type of plant, so that they understand that not all food plants are the same and that they have different requirements for their growth. While on their excursion, the students are encouraged to explore which particular food plants are growing within their community garden. And they're asked to complete a food fact file for 3 different types of food plants in their garden. And again, this just allows them to look closely, observe how the plant is growing, observe how the food on the plant is being produced, and the different growing conditions that each plant needs in order to survive and thrive. Things like the access to sunlight and water and the soil conditions for that particular plant. Students will also undertake a series of soil sample testing where they will be able to take soil samples from 4 different locations within the garden and just have a little look and analyse the difference between each of those locations, looking at the colour and the texture of the soil, taking a simple soil pH test and taking a soil temperature reading in each location so that they can get an idea that not all soil locations and soil samples are the same, and perhaps even just decide whether we have good quality or poor quality soil within the garden they're visiting, and then talk about ways in which soil quality and health can be improved. So our final post-excursion activity for Year 5 and 6 will be another design task where our students are asked to think about designing a worm farm, again, preferably from recycled materials. So again, we have a range of design ideas to help them begin their research with links to videos and websites that have some great starting ideas. And then students have their own design task where they're going to draw and label their own worm farm, and then answer questions about the materials they've used and why they've chosen those materials, talking about how the worm farm will work, and explaining how and why worm farms contribute to improving the health and conditioning of our soil. So that was just a really brief overview of our 3 curriculum-aligned units of work that we have created to support you with these Kids to Farms programs. So to let you know where you can find these resources, the PrimeZone website that I spoke about at the beginning of the presentation, www.primezone.edu.au. This is the place to go to find the resources that we have available. And the best way to find them in the search bar is by typing in NT Farmers, and all of those resources that I just spoke about will be available. Now that will include a PDF version of the teacher's guide. It will also include downloadable and printable versions of our classroom resources and our student worksheets, some of which I've just shown you as examples during the presentation. And while you're at PrimeZone, feel free to browse and see what other resources are available for you to use in your classrooms. We're getting close to the end of our session now, so I'd just like to finish up today by playing for you a quick video that's been produced by one of my colleagues, Jane Johns, and that will be just giving you a little bit of information about our upcoming National Ag Week events. And when that video has finished, it's about 2 minutes long, we'll allow a bit of question time. So if you have any questions for either Isla or myself, please feel free to stick around at the end of the short video, and we'll give you some time to ask your questions then.
PIFA has developed a week-long series of events to engage students and educators in food and fibre education. PIFA has developed 2 digital resource kits containing pre-recorded Farmer Time virtual farm tours and accompanying learning tasks to support teachers in their delivery of agricultural lessons throughout the week. The primary and secondary kits are Australian curriculum aligned and offer step-by-step guidance on the delivery of the lessons. The primary kit contains virtual lessons delivered by a member of the PIFA team for ease of implementation within the classroom. Teachers can access these free digital resource kits by visiting the Prime Zone National Ag Week website and completing a short Google form. Throughout the week, we will also be delivering 2 live careers panels designed for students in years 7 to 12 to provide an insight into the diversity of roles in the agricultural sector and outline some of the pathways students can take to enter the ag workforce. Each of these sessions will feature panellists from PIFA's member industries representing farmers, fishers and foresters from a diverse range of enterprises and will provide students with a chance to ask questions in real time. These sessions will be held via Google Meet on Tuesday, November the 15th at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time and Friday the 18th of November at 10:45 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time and are free to register and attend. PIFA will also be delivering a teacher professional development webinar showcasing some of the core programs we offer to support teachers in their agricultural educational journey. Throughout this session, teachers will hear about the Farmer Time program and the ways it can be implemented in the classroom, along with the Farm Safety and Ag Career Start programs designed for secondary school students. The session will offer insights into upcoming events and resources designed to support educators in the cross-curricular delivery of food and fibre education. Registration for this free session is now open and can be accessed on the Prime Zone National Ag Week website. Visit the Prime Zone National Ag Week website via the link here or the QR code to register for any of these events or resources.
I hope that's given you a little bit of background into some more fantastic events that you might be able to be involved with in the next few weeks in celebration of National Ag Week. All right, in our last few minutes, there is time for any questions that you might have either to Isla about the Kids to Farm program or myself about any of our teacher resources that I've spoken about today. So feel free, if you'd like to take the opportunity to ask us some questions, to do so now.
Hi, Libby.
Hello.
Hi, I've got a question. I'm a primary school teacher and I work with a group of about 15 students and we have a small school garden. And I'm just wondering, the farm to school program, is there something where kids can actually go and visit an actual farm? Or is it something purely that we'd have to sort of stick to our school? Like, I'm just wondering, because I did come late into this, so I haven't caught the beginning of your presentation.
No problems. I might even hand over to Isla for that one, if that's okay, Isla.
Thank you.
Yes. We can organise a visit for your school to a commercial farm or a research farm, depending on your location. So please get in touch with me through at ntfarmers.org.au.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yes, the email address is edo@ntfarmers.org.au.
Thank you.
Thank you, Suvi. Great question. Any other questions from our participants today? All right, doesn't sound like it. So thank you so much for joining us today. I hope it's given you a little bit of information about a whole range of different things, but in particular, our fantastic Kids to Farm program that NT Farmers have initiated. And I also hope that the teaching and learning resources that we've created to help you implement this program are useful resources within the school. And again, you can access them on our Prime Zone website. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining us, and have a wonderful afternoon. Bye for now.